Logan, we were advised by our attorneys that we can't use the words weird or cool, right?
Correct. Yep, too inflammatory.
Yeah, people don't like things that are cool or dorky or weird, so today we're giving it to you different. We thought of a fun one here. We're gonna talk about fun and strange motorcycles for sale from each manufacturer. You know, Logan, sometimes I think like, well, I didn't even remember that manufacturer sold this bike or that bike. There's a bunch of weird ones out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of oddballs for sure, but it's worth noting, strange doesn't mean bad. A lot of these bikes are strange, but kind of cool, kind of neat additions to these manufacturer lineups.
For sure, yeah, there's tons of bikes out there we're talking about today that you're like, oh, I love that X, Y, and Z manufacturer is making this one. Let's talk about one of my favorites first. It's from Yamaha, of course, and that is the TW200, the lovable two-wheeled quad, the strange farm bike from the 80s. The dash on Logan, this is so cool. It's like a little square thing. It's just, I don't know, I really like these.
Yeah, they're classic and you know, they've got a cult following for a reason. Tons of fun to ride, like total just utilitarian. Like it's kind of like, what are those big, a Sherp? Those like big Russian military vehicles.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if a T-Dub could float on water too.
I wouldn't be, well, with as much air as in that rear tire, it probably just floats right along.
Sure.
Yeah, the T-Dub is really cool. I've always wanted to like, there's like the male fantasy of like owning like 100 acres out in the middle of nowhere, right? For me, it's that and a T-Dub next to my ranch. Like that would be primo apocalypse situation. So for this one, ranking it a 7 for fun and a 6 for strange. Because, you know, it is a little strange that Yamaha makes it, but it is just like a dumb little old dual sport. It's not that weird.
Yeah, and
strange, I can't say weird, sorry.
Right,
can't say weird.
And in production since 1987, so things were just different then, you know, like big, silly automobiles.
Reagan was president when this thing came out. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
The Berlin Wall had not fallen yet. It was still standing when the T-Dub was launched. It was a different world.
What's BMW doing then?
Well, you don't want to know.
Making sedans.
So they were in East Europe doing some things you don't want to know. Moving on. Logan, I think this next one really hits the mark for you.
Yeah.
It's Honda. It's strange, and I think you're the ideal customer, Logan.
It's badass.
It's very badass. It's none other than the Fury. Of course, the Fury is, in our opinion, Honda's kind of strangest, most fun thing they've got in their lineup. They sell a lot of bikes, but the Fury really stands out. What do you think about this bike?
Yeah, I mean, factory chopper is an oxymoron in itself. So
Definitely.
A factory chopper from any manufacturer is kind of strange. It made sense in 2005 coming from, you know, Boss, Haas and things, people really trying to tap into that market. But for Honda to do it in 2009 and on, now over 15 years later, is very kind of strange.
Yes, yes. My thing about the Fury that I think, Logan, is they printed out like hundreds of thousands of these in 2009, expecting the world to never change, and then the financial crisis happened. And I think that they're still slowly releasing these, just stamping the VINs as they come out, because there's no way there's still a brand new assembly line on these. There's no way.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like when they sell the Shadow you can justify. It's kind of like, you know, the metric Sportster clone, kind of great value, run forever. If that's your ilk, get a Shadow. The Fury, who the heck is buying that?
I would, if you bought a brand new Fury, if you're watching, please leave a comment. I just like, tell me all about you. Give me your social security number, your credit card information.
Internet search history.
Internet search, nobody wants to give that one up. So the Fury, we're ranking a 3 for fun and a 7 for strange. It's a little stranger than the TW200, but not very fun. It's you know, it's an old chopper, like, wasn't it the very first one that was ever released for the mass market?
For like from major manufacturer at mass, probably first and last. I don't know if anybody had done it since.
I don't think so. We didn't look that up in our research, so excuse us if we're wrong. Moving on. All right, next up is Triumph, and I think you know where we're gonna go. There's one bike in Triumph's lineup that really stands above the rest. Logan?
Rocket 3.
Rocket 3, baby, come on. Rocket 3 is a weird, strange, fun, quirky motorcycle that really has no business existing.
Yeah, I mean, I think my theory is Triumph really wanted to have a stranglehold on the 3-cylinder motorcycle. So they're like, we're gonna make the biggest, baddest one ever, and then hopefully it'll scare everyone from ever making a 3-cylinder again. And I think barring, you know, Yamaha and then now CF Moto, it kind of worked maybe.
Yeah, Triumph has like the 3-cylinder thing on lockdown. They're like, nobody's gonna do this except us. and they have reconfigured and changed around that 3-cylinder in so many different ways.
Yeah,
but this
sure.
one stands above the rest. Nearly 2,500 cc's. Logan, that's bigger than the first engine that was in my car.
Yeah, it's bigger than, I don't have a car, so it's bigger than the engine in my car too. But yeah, it's a big
beefy boy.
beefy boy.
Big beefy boy. The Rocket 3, yeah, it's just very bizarre, very peculiar. Muscle cruiser isn't a category that's been that relevant for a while now. Kind of in the 80s with the VMAX, it was big, and then like kind of had the Magna and then the V-Rod, and like, you know, kind of similar to the Chopper, very much like of its time, the muscle cruiser. And Triumph's the only one that's still doing it.
And I think the Rocket 3 kind of transcends category too. Like, it's very different than those classic muscle cruisers. It is just a Rocket 3, the behemoth of a motorcycle. It's got, you know, massive cult status, bordering on, you know, Busa level cult status in today's day and age.
Truly, yeah. And I think that Triumph's done a great job with the new iteration of making it have some good poise. It actually rides fairly well for how enormous it is. 240 rear section tire.
That's big.
That's big. That's real big. So, Rocket 3, I'm gonna take the Band-Aid off here. 10 out of 10. It's strange, it's fun, it's cool. I'm so happy it exists in the world. We need more motorcycles like it. In the world of, you know, pedestrian little parallel twins that are commuter friendly, you need a Rocket 3 every once in a while. Right, Logan?
Yep.
Next up on the list is a motorcycle from Kawasaki, and just as an honorable mention, before we mention the bike we're talking about, Kawasaki is leading the pack in weird bikes, right? Can we just agree here? This is crazy what they're putting out.
It's because they've got all that aerospace technology that they don't know what to do with. They're like, we can only make so many, like, nuclear reactors or whatever. Let's just throw some of these bits and bobs at the motorcycle division, see what they can come up with. But so yeah, we had a bit of a hard time choosing which bike would represent Kawasaki's.
Yeah, I mean, Kawasaki's got boosted motorcycles. They've got like ancient relic W800s. I mean, they've got a lot of stuff, but really we think that the strangest bike they sell is, bar none, the Ninja 7 Hybrid. Logan, this is a bike with, like you said, nuclear reactor levels of technology and strange things thrown at it. To my knowledge, Kawasaki's never made an automated transmission before, and they just threw one on this one just because they can.
Yeah, they probably just had it.
First ever hybrid motorcycle. It's selling about as well as you would imagine. There's one sitting at our local dealership that's been there for well over a year at this point. They keep price cutting it. Literally, I think they're gonna have to pay somebody to get it. So it's not really like a cool novelty, let's say, like the Rocket 3. We're like, that's a cool novelty. This is more like a, definitely just an oddity. You know?
For sure. And you know, say what you will, fully electric motorcycles maybe have their place for some riders, right? If like the little kind of, you know, the lightweight Zeros, if you're bopping around town, you live in an apartment or a condo and work a couple blocks away, whatever. Yeah,
an electric swap Janus would be perfect.
Electric swap Janus would be perfect for that. We could probably make it happen.
I think so, yeah.
If someone makes a kit, send it to us.
Send it to, I'm looking at one, a Janus, right now, and that video is coming, don't worry.
So while there might be a reason for a fully electric motorcycle, a hybrid motorcycle is just kind of bizarre. Like, I think you can ride it fully electric, or you can ride it in hybrid mode. They've got the boost mode, which then adds a whopping like 10 horsepower. I think the top speed's literally like 65 or something with boost. It's just very strange.
Yeah, it's just not a very compelling package. But I'm just so happy Kawasaki's trying stuff, you know? We often talk on this channel about how manufacturers play it way too safe. Kawasaki is not playing it safe. They got boosted bikes, hybrid bikes, e-bikes. I mean, they're doing a lot of cool stuff. But to Logan's point, motorcycles are already pretty damn fuel efficient. I don't think they benefit that much from all the added weight and complexity of hybrid systems. I mean, you can get a little mini bike from Honda and get 110 miles per gallon. So we're gonna rate the Ninja 7 Hybrid a 2 for fun. It's not a very fun motorcycle, unfortunately, but it is a 9 for strange. This is a very odd bird.
Definitely.
Moving on.
So now we're on to BMW. They also had a couple bikes that we were kind of debating which we wanted to choose. We opted for the R12 GS. So this is one of those kind of cool, you know, it's got embracing some of BMW's like rally era heritage with their old air-cooled GS bikes and stuff. But it is kind of strange for BMW, you know, like a company that's used to making very like refined, polished, posh, if you will, motorcycles. So to deliberately, you know, kind of dumb it down, simplify it, remove the telelever suspension is kind of strange for them. Yeah, it's very odd. BMW is known for making stuff, as Logan said, that's super polished, like ultra techy, very like, you know, pristine and clean. You'd think of the S1000 RRs or XRs that are a very specific type of vibe. But I'm really happy BMW made something like this, man. This bike looks super cool. Like they got it in like 3 different colorways. All of them look sick. They did do some weird stuff with AI when this bike came out that I don't know why they did. Like all the promo material was just like
hallucinated AI images, and people called them out on it. But now they actually got people riding the bikes, which is good. And I think it's a really cool bike, and I think BMW should do more fun stuff like it. So what do we rate this one, Logan?
So for the R12 GS, it's a 6 for fun, 7 for strange.
Nice.
So pretty fair, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fun bike, cool bike, glad they're doing it. And yeah, for BMW, kind of a weird thing.
Sorry, I went a little limp on the card there.
Next up is a motorcycle that basically has no other direct competitor. It's from KTM. It is the 890 SMT. This is a really weird bike that probably only like 7 people actually want to buy, Logan. Very strange.
Yeah, we were talking earlier, and it's like KTM fans are so loyal and so specialized, right? And it's like they probably lost one customer to a Tracer 9 GT. And they're like, okay, we need to make our own kind of like cool guy version of, I'm sorry, I can't say cool.
Fun guy
version of this kind of sporty, naked thing, but then just, amped up the KTM factor. Super lightweight, long travel suspension.
Yeah.
Hooligan energy, but like, comfortable ergonomics and stuff. It is kind of an interesting proposition.
Totally. It's so interesting that if it wasn't a KTM product, I may have considered buying one, but I can't do a KTM. Imagine if Yamaha made something like this. I'd be like, oh, sweet. Imagine like a Tracer 7 SMT type of, but that'd be so fun, But I unfortunately don't trust KTM like that, said the guy who owns an Aprilia, but what are you gonna do?
I mean, maybe give it a year, maybe see if Moto will make their own version.
Hey, that's true. See if Moto's like, hey, like 6 people want to buy that, let's just make it, screw it. So yeah, like Logan said, long travel suspension, 17-inch front, and very torquey 890 motor, weird like high front fender, kind of like a dirt bike. It's like a touring supermoto. So for those of you who have ridden sumos for like 20 years, you're aging out of it, the fun doesn't have to stop. You can now crush mileage and do wheelies. I mean, the promos for these things are hilarious. They're like in the Alps, like fully kitted out, like touring and just like backing it in and doing wheelies. It's super sick. So it's cool that KTM is doing this. So we rated it a 8 for fun. I mean, come on, had to be a high fun factor. And then a 7 for strange. So it's gonna sit right above the TW and over here somewhere over the BMW.
And it is worth noting too, we did remove one strange point because KTM has made a bike similar to this like 10 years ago in the early 2010s, the 990 SMT. So it's not totally outside of KTM's wheelhouse, but definitely very strange for the current market, and not a ton of other bikes like it. Yeah,
we'll see if there's leaders and followers in that supermoto touring space. We'll stay on the pulse, and if more competitors come out, we'll have to start keeping track of that as a defined category. Logan, supermoto tourers, maybe.
As long as they don't call them crossovers.
Please, that's not a category of motorcycle. That is for a family car. That's what I put my baby in. I have a crossover. I chuck her in there. It's great. It's not a bike. All right, Logan, we're nearing the end of the video here, so now we can start getting a little more spicy. And what is spicier than a Ducati?
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot. What if I told you that Ducati makes something that if you search for it on Google with the safe search off, you're gonna find something very strange and probably not what you're looking for. You're probably not gonna guess what I'm gonna say here, but the Ducati Futa e-bike has to be the strangest thing that they make. Yes, that is what they call it. I did not call it that. They've been calling it for years. And if you look at the Instagram comments, they're like, Jesus Christ, just Google these 4 letters together with the safe search off. And it's crazy. Look, it's crazy that they call it that.
It is crazy. It's almost just like now a deliberate like refusal. They're like, we've read your comments. we don't let our customer or fan base tell us what to do.
They're like, we are reclaiming this word. This is our word. This is Ducati's word. I don't know why they wanted to reclaim that word, but that's what they did. And
does it even mean anything like in Italian?
I don't think so.
Or Latin?
I don't speak either one of those languages, so I couldn't tell. Leave us a comment down below. If you put this word in the comments, it's probably gonna get blocked for like the filter or whatever. That's not my fault. YouTube does that, so don't come at me saying that I'm deleting your comments. If you write this, it probably won't show up. So you come up with a fun new like TikTok-y way of writing this. Maybe put a PH in front of it or something like that. So, what did you say?
I said Futa.
Futa.
But if it were spelled with PH.
Yes.
So it's not a bad word.
And you thought it was Fupa at first, which is even funnier. The Ducati Fupa is even better. So This is a really weird one. I don't know why Ducati's doing this. We talked about how mountain bikes are fun because you ride downhill, then you come back up and you don't have to stress yourself too much. An road bike is just lame. Even I'm a cyclist. You are also picking up some cycling now too. Road bikes, I mean, come on, what are we doing?
Pretty lame. And for $9,000, think about, you could get a very nice bicycle and a very fun, you could get a T-dub and a nice Canyon or something.
Yeah, I mean, you can buy almost as nice of a bicycle as you want for $9,000. But this is not a bicycle channel, so the Ducati Futa is a 2 for fun to road bike and a 7 for strange. I cannot believe Ducati is putting their name behind this and behind the Futa brand.
The reputation.
Reputation's on the line. Moving on. This one's near and dear to you, right? Come on.
So now we're on to the Harley-Davidson section. I got my Harley-Davidson shirt on. I got my trucker hat on. No better outfit to discuss some Harley-Davidson. So we're gonna talk about the least Harley-Davidson they make, not the Pan America. It is the Sportster S. It's quite strange. Like you said before in pre-production, the Pan America makes sense, right? It fits within a defined category of motorcycles. Large displacement adventure touring bikes, right? Maybe it's a little strange for Harley-Davidson to make it, but it makes sense. The Sportster S, Sportster guys don't like it. The average Harley-Davidson rider is too large to enjoy it. And sport bike guys definitely don't like it. And it's ugly and weird.
Yeah, so, I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself. It's got a 160 front end. I've seen one of these ever in the wild ever since they came out like 5 years ago. I don't think they sold very many of them. And yeah, to Logan's point, the Nightster is a much more like well thought out successor to the Sportster. It looks more like a Harley. I don't know what Harley was thinking with the Sportster S, and the ergos are crazy. It's like nothing of this bike makes sense. It's very strange, very, very strange. And no other manufacturer could make something like this. You know, it's all like, this bike just shouldn't exist, in my opinion. It's very weird. Some people say that the front end feels like kind of normal, but you have an SB650 rear tire in the front. I don't know how that works.
It's crazy. And yeah, the ergonomics are weird, and it looks weird. And it's like,
it looks strange. You can't say weird.
Oh, yeah. It looks strange.
Mean to people. Just kidding.
And it looks like a rendering, like a prototype rendering of like a futuristic thing. And I feel like bikes that pander to that never are well executed. Think of even like the Suzuki B-King. Like everyone's like, oh, the prototype's so sick. Oh, and then they're like, oh my God, that's horrible. Ugh.
So where are we ranking?
Oh yeah, so if, sorry, going on a diatribe. 4 for fun, you know, makes a good amount of power, but uncomfortable to ride, uncomfortable to look at, uncomfortable to be seen on if you respect yourself. And an 8 for strange, because it's bizarro and weird.
Yeah.
So 4, 8.
I think you put it at 7 for fun. I think 4's gotta be over here, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Sorry. Covered some bikes up. But you guys remember what was up there, don't worry. Last and least, Logan, I would say.
Last and least. And we saved it for last. Usually save the best for last. In this case, we saved the worst for last because we've maybe dunked on this bike. You specifically
quite a bit.
Shot at it, destroyed it.
Yep, flamethrowered it, did a lot of stuff to it.
Gixxer 250.
Gixxer 250. Truly an oddity in today's world. Logan and I were talking about this before making the video, and I'm like, this is, I think, the moment Suzuki really decided to give up because, you know, you had the CBR 300, the Ninja 300, the small displacement sport bike wars took off in the early 2010s. Suzuki did nothing. They did nothing, and they continue to do nothing. And to me, it's insane because this is one of the fastest growing segments of motorcycling, small displacement sport bikes, adventure bikes, all that sort of stuff. I mean, there is an alternate dimension in which Suzuki did invest into it, and they beat CF Moto to the punch and made like a 450 parallel twin, 270 crank. Like maybe now they'll shrink down their GSX-8S motor, you know, in 20 years or something like that, and give us a GSX-450R or something like that. Because I think if they give it the cool styling from the new GSX-R 1000, you know, like people would get it, but it's crazy they still sell this bike.
Yeah, I mean, it's old enough to be like drastically out of date, but not so old to be like interesting or cool.
Yes.
Like I would I would prefer to buy like a Ninja 250 over like a G, because a Ninja, you're like, oh, it's old, it's like 3 generations past, but it's charming, it's cute, super cheap. Like a 2025 model year Gixxer 250 is crazy.
Yeah, this is another one of those, if you've bought one of these brand spanking new, please leave a comment. Let me know what mental illnesses you have, what medication you're on, because clearly you are not of sound mind and spirit. Logan, we rated this one pretty low, unfortunately.
Rated pretty low, which I think we need. This whole portion of the whiteboard
we didn't
is
do anything
empty,
strange or not fun. So
yeah, we're getting a 1 for fun, the fun. It's like owning a boat. The best day is buying, and the second best day is selling it or something. So
Something like
the
that.
1 counts for fun to get rid of it.
Yes.
And then a 3 for strange.
So yeah, GSX-250, or I guess GSX-250R. Strange little thing, and here's hoping that Suzuki figures out a beginner bike at some point. Let us know in the comments what other motorcycles you think manufacturers are making that are, I'm just gonna say it, Logan, weird and cool. Weird and or cool. That's really what the video was about, but we decided to say, yeah, totally triggered. Say strange or fun today. Hope you had some fun with us today. Hope you enjoyed the video. We will catch you in the next one. See you later.